Hello, you're listening to the Goggler podcast. Ian Bahir and Uma with you. This week, we're going to be talking about the much anticipated and long awaited Shadow and Bone adaptation on Netflix. What Leigh Bardugo did that was quite smart in her book was that within the first 50 pages, you know she's the chosen one, you know she's got powers. It just moves on from that point. It's a very smart play on the tropes, right? And I think the series does that too, because I was quite surprised. I thought they were going to stretch it out. I thought they were going to be like, let's milk this thing for everything it's worth. And yet, at the end of the first episode, yep, we're exactly there. Everything already kicks off.
Oh, is that the first 50 pages, is it?
Yeah, first 50 pages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
so Alina's story wraps up in like the first 3 novels.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a second batch of 2, which features Kaz, Inej, and Jesper.
Okay. I really dig the weird Russian style...
Right?
Cossack revolutionary stuff that's going on. There's like Cossacks basically going around murdering people, like stuff going on. It's this weird mix mash.
I think if I had one thing, I mean, I talk about it in my review. Which I found was a bit odd. Like, so in the series, they've aged the characters up. In the books, they're like 16, 17. And they feel a lot older in the series, which I'm like, okay, that works. I think it makes more sense. But at the same time, there's a lot of violence in this show, but it's so chaste when it comes to sex.
I didn't notice that. I didn't think that was jarring at all. I thought it was fine. I didn't need people boning every time.
I felt a little adrift in that first episode because they throw so many made-up words at you at the one time. There's the Grisha, there's the First Army, there's the Second Army, there's East Ravka, West... I don't know which is East Ravka and which is West Ravka anymore.
There's the Inferni, there's the Hot Renders, all the stuff is just being thrown at you.
But just this, all these words, there's all these places, and it does take a while to settle into that. I think bringing those characters forward, I'm like, who are these guys? What are they doing? Yeah. I mean, they're the coolest guys in it. I think Freddie Carter, Kit Young, and Amita Suman, like they are badass.
Cool.
I mean, especially Kit Young is super cool.
He is very cool.
But there's a swagger there, and there's a cool thing. And Freddie Carter has a very striking face. And you put him in a Coke, pop his collar up, and give him that cane to lean on, and you've just got menacing. Like,
I've been working on the interview videos we've done with the cast of Shadow and Bone. I think Freddie Carter's description of what he was going for the character of Kaz is quite interesting, because he was talking about how
I was really interested in this idea of like a lovable rogue and also like the film noir anti-hero thing.
Yeah.
But 30 years earlier, you know. So who was you know, the kind of Humphrey Bogart, Jimmy Stewart thing, but who were they when they were much younger and had already lived through all that awful stuff?
he pulls it off naturally. He doesn't feel like he's trying to do a bit.
No, I totally agree. I think as far as adaptations go, I think this thing might really appease the fans. Check out Shadow and Bone. It's on Netflix. Let us know what you think. You can get in touch on all of our social media channels, GogglerMY, also podcast at goggler.my. Don't forget to rate this podcast on all your favorite podcast apps, not just one. Do it on all of them. Tell your friends, tell your family. You've been listening to the Goggler Podcast.